In the previous video, we showed how you could bring in fonts that maybe you purchased online and turn it into a keyboard font using a specific tool in Floriani Lettering Master in the Font Creator section. In this video, we're going to show you another way that you can actually bring in letters that you purchased maybe from a designer and turn it into a keyboard font. So to do this, I'm going to come up here to my Create a New Font. I'm going to click that tab so I can get into the Font Creator section. And instead of using this icon right here that we did in the previous video, instead I'm going to focus my attention into the this Font Details pane here. So what I'm going to do in here is I'm going to come down here to this folder section, and I'm going to click this little browse icon right here. And when I do that, it's going to let me go to an area on my computer where I have some of these letters or numbers that I want to add to the system. So let's say that I want to, this is what I purchased, I want to bring in the numbers from a font. I can go to the folder where those numbers are, and it could have a bunch of different letters, numbers in a folder. It doesn't matter, but I'm going to select the folder where the designs are that I want to work with, and I'm going to hit select folder, and notice that it brought in these designs. So when I do that, what it allows me to do is, if these were named something different, not 0, 1, 2, 3, because when you're using this add characters, they need to be named a specific thing in order to work properly. So it would have to be named 0 or 1 or 2 or A or B or C to work. But if they have like a different name to them, you would want to use the font mapping section in the Font Details pane. So how this works, once you get to the folder you want, it's going to load the designs. You'll just click one and drag it in, and it's going to ask you what key you want to assign to it. So we're working with 0, so I'm going to hit 0 and hit OK. I'm going to grab this 1, bring it over, hit 1, OK. 2, I'm assigning it the key of 2, 3, and you can do this to all of those numbers. Now if I want to bring in the letters because they don't exist inside of here, I can go back and navigate to the folder that has the letters in them. So like this, the lowercase letters. And now I just hit select because I want it to load everything that's in that folder. And now you can see that I have those in here. So it just previewing it. Now I can drag this A in, and I'll hit the lowercase a on my keyboard, the B. So it doesn't matter what they're named over here, you assign the key when you drag it over. So this one is a letter C, so I'm going to hit C on the keyboard, so that whenever I use letter C with the text tool, it's going to apply this C. So this is how you can bring them in one at a time. Now notice that if I want to adjust these, like I mentioned in the previous video, if I right click, if I want to adjust the baseline, notice that it says it's grayed out, the edit character baseline, and that's because this use segments for extents box is checked. Because if I right click and go to edit character, you'll notice that in this design I only have a satin path and an artwork outline. I don't have the extents box, which if you've seen the other videos on creating one from a true type font, creating embroidery font, you have the option to, when creating it, to create it with a satin, with artwork, and with an extents box. Well, this one doesn't have that. So I'm going to right click on this, I'm going to uncheck this, and now I can come over like this letter 2, number 2. Now I have the ability to edit that character, and I can put in like maybe a -15 and hit OK, and notice that it brought this down. It was a little bit too much, so I'm going to go to edit character baseline again, and it remembered what I was at, so I'm going to put in -10, and that brought it up because I really wanted this part of the number 2 to be on this line. So it's pretty simple to do. Those are some of the things you want to keep in mind. If this font, if I right clicked on it and found out that it was just embroidery stitches and didn't have outlines, I could just uncheck that box. So once you bring them all in, get them where you want, all you have to do is go to save the font. And when you go to save the font, you need to make sure that you get into your fonts folder. And it's very important because I've been working with opening the designs and from different folders. I'm not in my font directory anymore. So to do that, I need to go to the C drive, and there's this program data folder. It's a hidden folder on the system, so you would have to go into the properties of your folder, and you would need to select to view hidden folders. So I'm going to go into this program data. I'm going to go to Floriani because that's the software I'm working with, and Lettering Master, and then Fonts. This is where all my fonts are located for the system. So it's your C drive on your computer, program data folder, Floriani, Lettering Master, Fonts. So let's go back to that. C drive, program data, Floriani, Lettering Master, Fonts. And now you can give it a name and it will save it into your font directory. So let's go ahead and do that. You can see that I have a 0000 font in here. Let's make a new one, and let's name it 00002 because I don't have that in here. And I'll hit save. Notice that I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 ABC. So if I go to add lettering, like if I was creating a design, I want to use this font. If I go to this area and choose the text tool, and if I type in A, B, C, D, E, F, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I come over here and I go find that new font that I created, this 00002, and hit apply. Notice that even though I typed in A, B, C, D, E, F, and I had 0 through 6, it's only showing A, B, C, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the reason is because that font, I didn't create a letter D or E or F. I didn't include a number 5 or 6. See this font, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, because I didn't have anything else there. It only brought in the letters and numbers that I had saved in that font. So that's something to keep in mind with the font, is that you need to make sure you get all the characters that you need, and whatever characters you don't add, they're not going to show up because you didn't add them to the font. So that's how you can use this Font Details pane to bring in letters or numbers one at a time and assign a key to it so that you can save it as a keyboard font.